Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, and a very special welcome to our brand new author, Julie Keshmiry. How are you, Julie?
I'm wonderful, Miriam. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Well, it's so exciting. It's your book launch day. Can you hold up your book and tell everybody the title?
Yes, this is my book, Princess Shmincess.
What a fun book. What a fun title. Can you tell us what inspired you to write this book?
Yeah, I actually wrote this book 15 years ago. It was when I was reading bedtime stories to my daughter, who was 6 at the time. And I was reading a lot of stories, and the princess stories, they were always these like damsel in distress stories. And I thought, where are the stories about the rebellious, the slightly rebellious princesses, the one who wants to follow her heart over other people's expectations? And so I didn't see that story, and I wrote the story that I wanted to read to my daughter at the time.
So perfect. What a good mom. What a good mom. So tell us a little bit more. What is the book about, and who would you say that it's for?
Well, the main character is Princess Alexandria von Schmincess, but she insists you call her Alex. And she's not your traditional princess. She snorts when she laughs, and she doesn't like the big poofy dresses, and she wants to play drums in a rock and roll band. She prefers that over diamond tiaras. And so she meets a dragon who has a secret, and that's when the book goes from sort of your traditional fairy tale book. It veers into something really different. And the book is for kids age 6 to 8, but really it's just for anyone who believes that your superpower is your differences and things that make you unique.
Mhm. What a beautiful book. Truly a fun book, great message, great illustrations, just so much character in each one of the illustrations. I had so much fun reading it. What is it that you hope that parents and kids will take away from this book?
Yeah, for kids, I hope that they read this story and they know that they're it's not their what makes them unique. Their differences are not just what makes them unique. It's actually could be their superpower. And for parents, I hope that they read the book and they want to encourage those differences and encourage the development of those things in their kids as well.
I love that. I love that. Tell me a little bit about your illustrator because the illustrations, and please hold the book up again so everybody gets to see this beautiful princess, these beautiful illustrations.
Well, you can see my illustrator is Maria Ferde, which she did an amazing job. It was such a collaboration. Working with her was a dream, and she brought so many fun ideas. The book is fun, and there's silliness in the illustrations. And I hope there are little moments of things for the kids and parents to discover in there. And she really helped to bring those things to life beyond my wildest dreams.
Well, that was a beautiful partnership, author and illustrator putting out a beautiful book. Let's talk a little bit about your journey into becoming a children's book author. Tell us some challenges. What would you say was the biggest challenge when writing this book?
You know, the biggest challenge was actually setting aside the time, doing it. As I mentioned, I wrote it 15 years ago. And then life, I set it aside
Mhm.
because I was raising a family and focusing on my career. And I always thought, I'll get to it one day. And then I came across your organization, and it was the perfect little push I needed. It was the perfect thing to help me kind of space this out and focus on it. And so I really dedicated myself to having weekends. Weekends were the time to really focus on this and doing it consistently. And that helped me kind of manage the craziness of life, but also doing a passion project at the same time.
How fun. I'm so glad you set that time aside. So we know that there's always challenges, but then there's always lessons. What would you say was a lesson that you learned throughout the publishing process?
The timing was an interesting lesson for me because in some ways, not writing it 15 years ago really helped because the publishing industry has changed so much. If I would have tried to
Hmm.
publish it then, publishing, is very different. And now today, it's so much more common to have independent authors and to publish this way. And your organization, the help you gave to be an author who has creative control, but yet all the support and the tools and the resources you gave in a hybrid publishing model. So in some ways, it was great that I waited. that
Mhm.
time. And even the social media, I've been doing a lot of social media to promote the book. That didn't exist quite in the same way. So, learning about the publishing model and using how it's evolved to my advantage, it did help me out. So, I would say it was a benefit, but you can't wait forever for those passion
You're
projects. You
right.
still ultimately got to do them at some point.
You're right. You're right. Oh, I love that. Great perspective. Julie, hold your book up one more time. I want to remind everybody that today is book launch day. This beautiful book, fun book, empowering book is available today on Amazon. So make sure to go there, grab a couple of copies of this book, and share it with the children in your life. Julie, I'm curious to know. So you said your daughter was 6 when you wrote the
Mhm.
story and you told her the story. Now she's around 21. What is her take? How does she feel about you writing and publishing that story?
Oh, she loves this. She's super excited. She's always been a supporter of both my kids. I have a 14-year-old son too, and this is for him as well. They're both supporters and very excited. And she is 21 now, so here it is. It's time. It's time for the world to meet Princess Alex, and she's old enough that we can have a cheers together to celebrate the book launch.
I love that. I love that. And what a beautiful example also to your children, right? You have a passion, you have a this project you want to put out in the world, and here you are. You did it. You did it. So what is the best part for you of accomplishing this 15-year-old dream?
Mm, well, seeing it become a reality, holding this in my hands, it went from my heart, and here it is. And then I think about boys and girls and parents who will read this story and maybe fall in love with the characters in the way that I have, and maybe feel like it's okay to celebrate their differences and to follow their own heart, because that's the path to happiness. So thinking about that really gets me excited.
Oh, so good. So good. Julie, so here you are, a published author. What advice do you have for an aspiring author who may be watching right now?
Yeah, I think given the journey that I had, I would say you can do it, especially if you have a lot of things going on in life. You can do it. You can manage life and still get your passion project out the door. Just don't wait. Do it now.
That's great advice. Good advice. So, besides going to Amazon, because we want everybody to go to Amazon today, go grab a copy of this book
Hey.
today. Yes. Where else can our viewers find you? What are your social media handles? We want to know all the things.
Yeah, you can find me at my website, which is princess-schmincess.com. And you can find me on social, Instagram at jkeshmiry and Facebook, julie.keshmiry.
Excellent. Okay, excellent. So, Julie, before we go, is there anything else that you'd like to share or anything you wish I would have asked you?
Yeah, there is one thing. I just want to offer some gratitude for everything and everyone who helped me along the way. So first of all, Miriam, your organization, it's full of such amazing, supportive, professional folks. You provided, like I said, tools, resources, a community of other independent authors, an author coach, and that really, really kept me going. And then my family and friends, like no one person does a passion project or writes a book alone. My husband, who's my social media videographer behind the scenes, and my friends who are like have ideas for launch parties and want to help. And I'm so grateful for all the support. They say that there's a phrase about standing on others' shoulders. For me, in this case, what I visualize is more me and feeling enveloped by hugs from everyone who were just supporting me along the way. So that's been a really, really meaningful thing as well.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Friends, you know what to do. Go follow Julie on her social media, her website, and definitely go grab a copy of this wonderful book today. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Julie. Have a
Thank you,
great launch
Miriam.
day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.